Hi, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about how to utilize better your database, your current clients, your followers by building a customer journey. So if you don't know what's a customer journey, don't worry because I'm going to explain it. But the key here is to utilize more your database basically, and obviously earn more money in your online business, your educational business. That's my expertise. So let me remove last training notes on that stuff. So what's a customer journey? Basically, customer journey is the path that your client needs to go in order to work with you, basically. So generally, people, and if you don't know what I'm talking, let me know below and I will create one for you. So generally, people have what we call a funnel. So, okay, that's not working. So generally, let me check that it's recording. Yep, okay. So generally people post on social media, they do Facebook ads, they do everything to capture people. And I'm sure you have experienced that. And if you have an online business that's up and running, give me 30 seconds that I explain this for people who are starting out. So they basically capture, they do social media, Facebook ads, masterminds, public speaking, everything to capture basically their emails. So once they have their emails, they start to sell. Okay, so generally before selling to the new people, they send them what we call a nurture sequence. That means that we nurture them. How? By explaining who we are, our values, funny things, storytelling. If you go, for example, to my profile, you will see the same. You will see something that you want, that is interesting, that you want to download. I will capture your email and then you will go to, attend email sequence nurture. So if you're curious, you can do that, okay? So the key here is, okay, I have their email, I have the database, what can I do? That's what we call a customer journey. So generally, again, we have what we call low ticket. A low ticket is something really cheap, could be between $5 to $30. Okay, so low ticket is that's the customer journey. Okay, let me talk about customer journey like with offers and then with knowledge, because I think it's different. Let me start with offers. Okay, so we have a low ticket. Okay, and generally it's the first step. So generally, again, not everyone will follow this sequence, but majority of people will follow it, or at least that's how, as business coaches, we think of that. Okay, so they will buy the lower ticket. So the goal for the lower tickets is not actually to earn money. The goal for that is that we know that people who have bought from us, we have a higher ROI that they will buy from us again. Okay, let me close the door. So the goal here is that they buy the low ticket. So once we launch the group program, the mastermind, the whatever we want to sell, we know that these people, we have the ROI will be higher. So, okay. So that's the goal for the low ticket. Then we have like a medium one. Okay. And then the one-on-one. Okay. It's a generalization because yes, some people have multiple offers. Okay. So, but that's a medium one. So the medium one obviously is to earn money, okay? It's middle, so I think we're talking between 1,000 to 5,000, okay? And the goal for the medium is that they get closer to you, and some people will stop here, okay? So that means a group program, a mastermind. So generally it's not a one-on-one, it's something that you do with a cohort, okay? And obviously here you're earning money, and that's really successful. I think for me that's the sweet spot, in my opinion. And then we have one-on-one. So one-on-ones could be like 1 day with me as a coach, could be, and that's like really expensive. And obviously here you earn money, but that's generally that's not the goal. It's maybe to have less people here, because generally people prefer to do group programs. Generally, maybe you love to do one-on-ones, okay? Because they work really well, you earn a lot of money, it's less work. It depends. Again, I don't want to say it's less work, it depends on the offer itself, okay? So that generally is a customer journey. So we have a lower offer, medium offer, and highest offer. So the goal is that people move through the offers. Again, here in some cases you will see multiple medium offers or multiple one-on-one offers. Let's say a retreat. Maybe a retreat is a medium. Again, it all depends, okay? But you get the point. And then knowledge-wise. So what I'm going to talk here's the customer journey when we talk about offers, okay? But what I want to talk here specifically is the knowledge customer journey. And again, I invented that right now, okay? But the knowledge customer journey is, what can I provide to them that moves them through my sequence for free, like value for free, okay? I only work with people who are open to giving value for free, period, okay? I love people who really love their audiences, their databases, their clients, who are open to giving value for free. If you want to earn more money, you need to give value for free. Marketing is not what it was 10 years ago, that they saw the value and that they buy from it. No, today they need to see the value, feel it, experience it, and then they will buy from you. The more value you give, the more you will earn. So have that in mind, okay? Okay, let's say someone is following me, okay? And I'm doing the typical post that I say, hey, comment the word next if you want to receive a training, okay? That could be like a taste. Let's say I'm a nutritionist, okay? And I'm working with, let's say, menopause women who are trying to lose weight, feel healthy, feel energized, okay? Let's say that's my target. Okay, let's say someone has watched a reel and they come the word next. What's something that I can give them for free that obviously gives me their email, that's the goal, that is really valuable for them? So if we're talking about menopause, I don't know, do they have time to watch the whole thing? Do they prefer an instant download? Do they prefer like a sequence of something? So have that in mind. So that would be what we call a freebie, something I'm offering them for free. Some people right now, and you will see that on this YouTube, I'm using this YouTube as my lead magnet in a way. I'm not capturing your email, okay? But the goal is that you see how I think, how I train people, how I train my clients, so you get the value from me before you even buy from me. That's the goal of this YouTube, okay? And each client, I move them here. Each, someone who comments on my Instagram, I move them here because my goal is that I train them, basically. They learn from me before they buy from me. That's my motto, okay? So let's say following the example of a menopause, my target is a menopause. So maybe I'd say, okay, the first thing that they need to know is mindset. So they need to, let's say, change something around their mindset. So that would be my first customer journey, the first step I want to say, okay? Let's say it's mindset, okay? The first step. Okay, what's the second step? Be here with me before I explain it. Let's say it's habits, step 2. Let's say step 3 is nutrition. Have a look that sometimes nutrition is not even the first step. Sometimes, I'm very curious about that. It's funny because sometimes you hire someone who's a nutritionist and nutrition is in the first step. First it's mindset, first it's habits, etc. Okay, so here we'd say nutrition, and then step 4, you get the idea. So let's say, I would need to think more, okay? Let's say someone, joins my follower list, my client list, and the goal for this knowledge customer journey is that they get to know me. And then let's say I prep them to work with me. Obviously, do you think it's easy to work with someone who has done the work on their mindset, their habits, their nutrition, and then they hire me? Or do you think it's easy to work with someone who haven't done the work before? That's also easy for you as an expert. If you build a great customer journey, it will be easy to work with people, I promise you. Because they have already done the work. They have already seen the value. They know how you work, how you think. So it's easy. You will see you will attract people that you love to work with. And it all comes down to messaging, how you write to them, but also the customer journey. That's why it's key, okay? Let's continue. So let's say the first thing that I'm going to send them is a quick tutorial, okay? Like a quick reel, like private reel. So every time that someone comments the word blah, 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 mindset, let's say, I send them that tutorial. So they are aware that they need to change their mindset, their limiting beliefs. Maybe they think X, Y, and Z about people who have the menopause, etc., right? Let's say they are already in my database. After 1-2 weeks, can I offer them something for free around habits? It could be a masterclass. And again, on social media, how that translates, let's say that you do some content talking about habits and you say, come on the word mastermind. So there's no need that people need to follow each one of the steps. Obviously, that would be ideal. But let's say someone finds you through the habits reel, and then they come on the word mastermind, that get the mastermind or the masterclass on habits. Maybe next time that they start to have a look at your content, oh my God, what's she doing? I love it. Then they will click the word, they will come on the word mindset, and then they get that tutorial that we discussed. So it's not linear for everyone, but it all compounds. That's a great thing. And then step 3, nutrition. Let's say you talk about nutrition and you talk about, let's say one thing that I saw today on social media. I saw one girl saying that superfoods actually doesn't exist. They do not, it was all a marketing campaign. Not sure if that's true, okay? But that would be maybe something that I can give them for free around, hey, every food is great. Everything is in moderation. There's no good or bad foods, let's say. So that could be something that I could give them for free. Okay, so how that translates to you. So have a look at your client, okay? Have a look at their client and think, okay, what things can I give to them for free that will move them forward? And at the same time, they are getting to know me. One easy thing that I did for one client is I work with their method, let's say methodology. And again, if you don't know what's a methodology or if you don't have one, it's 100% needed. So comment the word below methodology and I will do one for you. Now that I'm saying that out loud. So, and we basically use their methodology. I can't remember what it was. I know it was SMART. It was systems. I can't remember, automations. So, and each one of the lead magnets, so in the customer journey we just talked, she created some freebies. So it was a PDF, a masterclass, blah, 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 blah. So it's also easy because they get to know you, your methodology, your work inside the customer journey. That would be, again, ideal. If you don't have a methodology, let me know below and I can create another one on how to create a methodology. But that's all for now. Okay, bye-bye. I will see you in my next training.